Okay, so I'm seeing.
I don't see us on the waiting for creative on that.
Yeah, my computer says it's waiting on you. Oh wait, now we're loading. Ah, there we are.
You can see us?
I can on my computer, yeah. Hey everybody.
Oh yeah, there we are. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason you're not moving on my iPad, but you're moving on my computer, so you're rocking and rolling. Hey guys, thank you for bearing with us. This is the first time we've ever done this together. Bear with us as we figure out the tech here.
All right. Okay, can y'all hear? Everyone can hear us? Yes? Okay. Anyone else crafting and watching? Hi guys! Welcome. Thanks for jumping on.
Give me 1 second. I'm glitching. I gotta come back. Give me 1 second. So sorry.
Okay.
Let me back in though. Don't kick me out.
Okay. I won't kick you out. I promise. You're welcome back anytime. Hey. Okay, great. Perfect. Because it was showing that my AirPods was jumping back and forth. I have to wear these because otherwise y'all would hear my son gaming downstairs. He's in a very intense game with his friends. Okay. Hi guys. Okay. All right. Let's see. Whitney should be back. There she is. She's back.
Perfect. So I had the stream and you like just slightly delayed.
Yes.
So the echo was just like, I can't
yeah.
Fixed
I had
it.
to
We're
turn
good.
it off on my
I promise we know how to work YouTube.
Yeah. we kind of know what we're doing most of the time.
Sometimes.
All right. Okay, well, thanks for jumping on. So we're going to answer questions. Wait, did you get some questions? And I got questions.
I did. And then I asked for some at Christmas that I didn't answer. So
okay, good. Uh-oh, Whitney, you're getting blamed for the cold and snow. Miss Alma.
Oh my gosh, it's like -15 here. I have cuddle duds on, you guys, in my house.
Oh gosh.
That's how cold it is here.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about mystery box news real quick, just because I feel like I'll share some new things coming with the mystery box. And if y'all have questions, just ask them. If we don't see it, just keep asking, because sometimes the chat goes really fast. Okay, so the mystery box. It is going to happen the same as it did last year, every other month, the last Friday of the month in the afternoon. So it's going to start in February. But a new twist this year, there's 2 new twists for sure. One is that each month, one of the other creators is going to be in charge of the mystery box. So they get to decide all the little details, all the things. I think you're April, right, Whitney? I think Whitney's. Are you April? I think you might be the first one because I'm doing February. So yeah, Whitney will be up in April.
I work a week at a time. I don't remember.
Yeah. So so that'll be kind of a fresh perspective on the mystery box. Another thing that was requested was to do. I think I've done it one time to do another like voting thing where you guys can vote for stuff. So leading into that. Whitney has an awesome weekly newsletter. If you're not subscribed to it, you should totally go subscribe because she shares all the fun in there. I'm going to try
I'll put a link in the chat.
Yes, put the link in there if you're not subscribed to her. I'm going to try to do a weekly newsletter as well. So in my newsletter, I'm going to try to do there'll be a freebie in there every week. It'll just have, miscellaneous kind of behind the scenes, find out things before anybody else. And one of the things that's going to be in one of the first couple of newsletters is asking you guys what type of categories you want to have for the mystery box voting. So whether it be like best use of challenge item, hardest challenge item sent, that kind of thing. So those little perks will be included in the newsletter. So I will definitely make sure to share when that goes live. It may go next week, but if not, it'll be the following week because Whitney's giving me a tutorial tomorrow, matter of fact, at 9 a.m. So so that's the mystery box. And then the other thing about the mystery box is there was one request that we do something where a lot of us have similar items or the same item. That's been something that's been requested quite a bit. So I am working on possibly trying to figure that out for one of the mystery boxes this year, where it's like, hey, here's these, 8 creators. They've all got the same stuff. Let's see what they can do. So I'm going to try because that is a common request. So that's just a little bit of news about that. All right. We'll answer some questions. Go Whit.
I'm trying to figure out to answer. How to make it myself look a little better on YouTube. I feel like I'm just like Nick.
Ahead, just
I see
ahead.
myself over here, and it's just like, hold on.
Let's see.
Slightly
Jessica
delayed.
Hannah said mystery box. Yes,
Stand up a
Jessica, do
little.
you
Oh, taller.
the mystery box? If you're new and you don't know what the mystery box is, basically there's a group of YouTubers, we get together. It's like my memorized spiel. We send each other boxes of very random items, extremely random items. And
Courtney's
inside
mean.
the box, yeah, in that box, there are 2 wrap challenge items that we have to craft with and that are very hard to craft with most of the time. So that's kind of a fun thing. It really kind of tests us to try to craft. So, sorry, the chats are going so fast I can't keep up.
Okay, so I've been looking at it. So real quick,
Okay,
can you give
what did
like
I
a
miss?
30-second elevator pitch of what you just said? I'm sorry.
Oh,
We had
about
some
what's
people
happening
hop
with
in
the
late.
mystery box?
Mystery box. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So the every month a new person that like one of the regulars that does it every year is going to be in charge of the mystery box. So it's not all coming from me this year. Everybody gets to kind of get their own little twist on one of the boxes. They pick all the details, the theme, the everything. And then the second thing is we're going to try to incorporate voting into 1 or 2 or however I can make it work because I have all these medals for the one time we did do voting. I need to give those away. So yes, we'll be doing awards for that. Um,
Courtney, how do people find out if you are going to do like an interactive thing? How do they find out that like how to do that? How to be like, where do you post those things? I know, but for the
for
group
the what? For the subscriber mystery box?
or just
Or
mystery boxes in general, if you're going to have like people vote for things, like where do they want to keep their eyes peeled so that they can be involved if they want
oh,
to?
well, I posted on my social media, but I'm going to be launching a newsletter, so you might have missed that information. A weekly newsletter that's going to give you all the details. There'll be a lot of stuff in there that I know a lot of you aren't on Instagram, and you're kind of like, I didn't see it because I'm not on Instagram. But the um, the newsletter will definitely kind of give you a behind the scenes now too. So um, yes, I did want to address that very quickly. Kelly Barlow, we are aware that her son has passed. As you know, she is a very active member in the mystery box, and we absolutely adore her and love her. And we're kind of working behind the scenes to see what kind of support we will be able to give to Kelly and her family. So I
Mhm.
will definitely let her know that the love was shared here tonight on the feed for her. So
Yeah.
thank you for that. Um,
Yeah. Ditto
okay.
to what she said.
Okay. My odd question is where did you get your fireplace? My fireplace. Oh, my fake fireplace? I got that from Wayfair. The one that I shoot almost all of my beauty shots, that's from Wayfair. It does do heat and you can turn it on and off without heat. So, yeah.
Oh, can I say one more thing real
Yeah,
quick?
absolutely.
Um, if you guys want to support Kelly, a good thing to do is if you're at home and you're cleaning or you're working or whatever, and you've already watched all of her videos, just put them on loop, let the ads run,
Yes.
and that is a way to support her family. Because whether you know or you don't, YouTube
Mhm.
ads are a chunk of how we get compensated for the free stuff that we give you guys, content and files and all the things. So if you're like, how can I help her? That is one of the ways that it's free to you, super easy. Just let those videos roll. And let those, don't hit the little skip in the corner. I know I'm guilty of that too, but if you're wanting to do that support, just let it run. And that will help support her make more ad revenue for her family. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to not forget
Yes,
to say that.
absolutely. Like posts, go and like all her Instagram posts, all those things. Those definitely that and on YouTube, like the videos, and if you can share them, that's great too. So that's a great way to do
Yep.
that. Absolutely,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
absolutely.
Sorry.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so you have some questions. Why don't you go with? I gotta find
Yeah. Let
mine.
me.
I had some good ones in here.
Um, okay. I want to, this could be for both of us because I feel like I get this. Kelly Barlow Creations. If you give me a second, I will link her channel. I just
Yeah.
saw a question. I get this question all the time. I'm sure you do too. So we make more than the average person makes in craft items. What do we do with those items
Yes.
after a video? Because people are like, your house has to be order central. And I promise it's not. I have a system, and I'm
Absolutely.
sure you do too. I know you do too. You
Yeah.
want me to go first? You go first.
Yeah, you go first because I got that exact same question. So yeah, you go.
Sure. So, a lot of the answer is it depends. So some of the things I love and I keep. Over the years, I've kept way too many things. And so once we moved into this house, I've had to go through the process of, okay, what are we going to keep? What fits? What doesn't fit? So I have people here throughout the week that help me with my son Finn, and watch him while I work to create videos. So they get first dibs. I usually have like a little tote basket, plastic tub that they can go through and pick stuff. My mother-in-law and my mom's house, my in-laws, like sister-in-law and stuff, they all have stuff. And then I'll break stuff apart. So like if I do a minimal DIY or I can repaint something, trying to be sustainable. And then also sometimes like I've got a lot of aunts on my dad's side. We got a big family. So I'll shoot a group text out and say, anybody want like it's kind of like my own version of Facebook Marketplace. And so they'll take signs. So it's cool. Like I'll show up at people's houses for holidays and I'm like, wait a minute, I made that. So I try to get as much use out of the stuff as I can. But I have a tub in here that's like completed projects that don't have a home, and then I can kind of sort it out from there. Hopefully that
Yes.
answered the question. A lot
Yeah.
of things I do
I'm
with them. Spread the love.
I'm pretty much ditto on that. I do have a friend who likes that she literally will come and take a bunch of them and then the ones that are made well, she uses a lot of them in her she goes to a lot of like women's retreats and so she'll put them in auctions and things like that. I also funny enough, I gave one to her and when I went to drop off my son's letter jacket at the ladies in our neighborhood, I walked into her house and I was like, "Hey, I made that." She had one of my DIYs in her house. I thought it was hysterical. I was like, "Oh, Emily must have given you that." But anyway, yeah, pretty much the same thing Whitney said. I do break down a lot of DIYs also. Um, someone had asked about, and I get this question a lot, how do I pick the crafters in the mystery box challenge? Okay, so
Mm.
uh, that's a honestly, I have a notebook that has a long list of people in it. And because of the nature of information that is exchanged within the group, there's personal information. The people who get picked are often referrals from someone who's already participated in the mystery box because there's a I want to say they're like their major vetting. It's not like I'm the FBI trying to like do background checks, but just for
I wouldn't make
security
it
and
if that was the case.
safety, there's a lot please there's a lot of information that we exchange within that group and so that's kind of it's just referrals or people that I've either been following for a really long time and I've kind of gotten to become friends with them and then they get put into the mystery box. So I hope that answers that. Oh, that's thank you, Samantha. That's sweet. Um, okay, I know we've
Trying to
missed some
keep up over
questions
here.
here. Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, let's see. I had a question. It relates to Whitney too. Let me see if I can find it. Someone asked me because I have to ask him. I put Whitney on the spot. Not too much of on the
that's
spot.
fine. We did
Someone
that at Pinners.
said, "Where is it?" Okay, I would love to see a crafter versus crafter again. So if you don't know what that is, I did it with Bargain Bethany. It was so fun. This person said, especially if you did it with Whitney, will you? So I'm gonna work on
Would that
Whitney
be
and we'll
fun for
see.
me? Would
Would
that
it
be
be
fun for
fun
me?
for you? You don't
Or
think it'd be
the
fun
or
for you?
the I feel well, wait. I forgot
Do
how it works. Do you send me stuff? Do you make the rules?
So we have the exact
You
same
scare me. Hold on.
stuff. We have the exact same stuff, and then the like Spence and Matt, Bethany's husband, came up with these crazy challenges, like at minute, like at 5 minutes and
Oh,
ten
yes, I
minutes. And
recall.
remember, we called you. I think you were my phone a friend
Yes. Okay. It's
for
all
one of
coming
them.
back to me.
So
Yes. Mhm.
someone has asked that. We'll have a discussion, and maybe in a slow month, maybe in the summer
Yeah,
or
I'll do it.
something.
If the schedule works, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'm always
it's
down to
a
do whatever you want me to do. Just send me a text. I'll do it.
yeah.
If you want me to do it. I won't volunteer
Yes,
myself.
no, I would love you to do it. Um, okay,
Everybody's
let's
like, "Great,
see.
we're putting all these questions in there now
I
because
know,
he's
I
gonna
know,
agree
like
to
they're not even
everything."
answering us. Okay. I had another question. Let's see. It says, which DIY YouTuber did you become friends with first? Who do you talk to the most? Okay,
You.
so I met Shannon and Jennifer first at
Oh, yeah.
Creativation in 2020. And then shortly after that, I think is when I did my collab with Whitney. When did we do our thrift? We did a thrift flip collab.
Oh
That's the
my
first
gosh, I
time
watched
I
that the
had
other day.
my head like I interacted with Whitney. And then as far as who I talk to the most, it's probably Whitney. Jennifer and Shannon very close second too. We
Mhm.
talk a lot. Um, subscriber mystery box, yes. I am hoping to do that again, Emily. I definitely really want to try to do that again for sure. Um, do live stream crafting together. We've actually talked about that, I think. Like a craft with me. Didn't we
Well,
talk
these are
about?
fun. I mean, these aren't hard, once we learn how to set it up like we were learning today,
Yeah, I
you
think
know?
we did do that. Whitney, someone wants to know how long you stood in line for that pink tumbler.
0 minutes. This is a knockoff. Dupe.
It's a dupe. There you go.
Yeah. I have 2 real ones, and that's because I bought one for Courtney for her birthday because we're both like, "We're not spending the money," and then when I was in the store, I was like, "You know what? I want one too," so I bought one, and then one of my really good friends got me a really cute, like, pink splotchy one for Christmas, but I have never stood in line anywhere, um, and Courtney's, I sent her money, so she had to
Yes.
go find it, so I didn't even have
Yeah.
to do the work,
Yeah, that's
so
the
I
only
didn't have
one I
to ship
have
it.
is my birthday gift from Whitney. Almost sent you a list of questions, Whitney. She says.
Yes.
What
Yes,
is the
yes.
day? Oh, your question faded. Let me go see if I can find that. What is a day in the life, both of y'all like? I'm curious about how you manage the crafting part to the editing part. That's a good question. Okay, so my day in the life, pretty much like Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing over and over again. Uh, get up. I drink my coffee. When I drink my coffee is when I go through comments, respond to any questions. I go through emails first thing in the morning. Then from there, I go upstairs and craft, or I go run errands to get the stuff to craft. I usually take about 2 days, probably 3 days to craft. And then I like to kind of work close to the deadline. So my editing is usually right up to the wire, guys, right up to the wire. I would say if you're like, I don't know, my estimate of hours is might be off, but from the very beginning where you create the idea to buying the stuff to making the stuff to editing to doing all of the post like all the stuff afterwards posting links and cross posting and everything else, it's probably a help me out with how many hours do you think that is, like
It depends on the week, but I mean,
yeah,
I
I mean,
I have
what and that's
rarely
just for
ever
one
worked under
video.
40.
Yeah, that's kind yeah. For
I
and
probably
that's just
average
for one
45 to
yeah,
50, but it's
for
not
one
a traditional
video.
schedule. Oh, for
Yeah.
one video? Eh.
For one video, I mean, it just depends on what because if the video is
Yeah.
something like, if if we're working with the brand or something like that, then there's steps that sometimes we have to take after the fact to continue sending information, things like that. So,
Mhm.
it's a long time. There's a lot of a lot of behind the scenes.
Yeah, and, like, if I'm filming a haul, let's say, that I can usually go to the store, if I'm lucky, the same morning, shoot it in the afternoon, and I can usually probably turn that in 1 day. If I'm out doing wood
Yeah,
builds and staying and stuff, like, that's easy a week. Like, I work
yeah,
so far ahead on those things, um, because I have to have dry time and all of that, the magic of
yeah,
editing, make it look like,
yeah.
I whipped it up in, 2 seconds, but that is not the case. Um,
Uh,
I'm trying to think.
do you both have? Let's see. Yes, we
Do I
both
look like
have
them?
miter shears. I have Gartol. What brand do you have, Whitney?
Whatever you have, because I think I used your
Okay.
link. You influenced me.
Okay. Yeah, we
That's usually the
influence each
case.
other a lot. We share links. How long have you been friends with Sarah Jane? Sarah Jane, I met in 2020. Wait, yeah. When did I go to Waco? Was
Yeah,
that
yeah,
yeah,
that was the one I
2020?
couldn't go to because I had
That's the
just
one.
had Finn.
Yeah, that's right. 2020. And then I was talking with Jamie, but I didn't meet Jamie until the next year, and that was the first year I met Whitney also in 2021. Like, in
Yeah,
person. Like, I was
in
talking to Whitney
Boston.
before that, but yeah, that's the first
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, do you use
Oh,
Canva to do your videos? Yes, Canva is a creator's best friend. Canva.
Yes, I don't edit in Canva, but I make a lot of
No.
my graphics. If you're on my email list, that's pretty much all in Canva. Um, I love
Whitney is a
Canva.
Canva whiz.
Love
If you need
Canva.
tutorials, she's got some on her channel.
Somebody
Check them
asked if
out
there's gonna be another
because
one, and it will be coming soon.
she's a whiz at Canva. You can do so much on there. Um, can you do a
Uh,
live stream crafting? That would be fun. I wanted to do one of those last year, but I couldn't make it work. But I would love to do that. That definitely would be fun. Do y'all have
Courtney
a
is
favorite
oh,
crafter? We always get asked that. Who's your favorite DIYer? Mm,
so it's actually interesting. I don't actually watch a lot of YouTube, if I'm
yes.
being totally honest.
Yeah.
Or actually, I should say that differently. I watch YouTube, but not in the DIY space as much as I can help it, just because I worry that if I see somebody else do something a certain way, I don't want to form my content too much to what I see. Like, I like TikTok and Instagram more for inspiration just because of the fact that I create YouTube content, and I kinda wanna protect my little whiskey and whip bubble in my, like what's the word? Uh, what? I'm blanking on the word. My intuition for, like, how to edit videos and what projects to pick, I want that to be focused on what the craft buddies tell me and not really what I'm seeing. Like, I wanna stick
Yeah.
on trends, but I don't wanna be to the point where I feel like it I'm being someone else. Because I learned a long time ago that will not get you far in content
Yeah.
creation. You gotta just show up, and it's me. Here I am. Take it or leave
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely. I don't know if you saw Sierra Bella's comment when it said, "Thank you for your wood builds. They
Mm,
inspire her to get out of the box, to work outside of the box."
you are
Um,
so welcome.
yeah, I don't really watch much YouTube. The Whitney, Shannon, Jennifer, and I, we will bounce ideas off each other. Like if we're like, "Hey, I'm trying to make this. What do y'all think?" Like we will do a lot of that. Or if if one of them says, "Hey, can you know, tell me what you think of this project or whatever," we'll kind of give feedback, that kind of. But that's really as far as like watching people's DIYs. I get the recaps on Instagram most of the time when I see their reels. If people put up reels on their projects, that's kind of how I see what people are making after the fact. So, um,
I also feel like I know, like, when you guys are working on if you're working with brands or whatever, like, I obviously wanna watch those, support you, interact with the
yeah,
video. And same with, like, Instagram and TikTok, but that's just more like a, creator supporting creator situation too, and I know you're
yeah,
really good at that too, being a cheerleader
absolutely,
behind the scenes.
for sure. There's
Uh,
so many. Okay, let's see.
Sorry, I
Whitney,
keep looking this
what is
way.
your
I'm just, like,
favorite
scrolling.
spring and Easter DIY, Whitney? Your favorite spring and Easter DIY?
Oh,
I think I had
I
that
made
exact same question. Let me see. I
I
can't
have
remember
made
though.
so many. I made Peter Rabbit stuff last year, and I loved it so much. I printed out, like, my own, I am, like, brain fog tonight, I can't think of the word. My own, like, tissue paper and decoupage it on, like, wood tags and wood, like, eggs. I really liked that vibe last year, but I also have, like, a bunny reverse canvas with purple glasses that if you've been around a while, you know what I'm talking about. This was, like, an old house, and that is one of my favorites ever because it's just such a cute little bunny. What's yours?
Do you? Oh, I made a Easter bunny. It was with my Cricut, and it had a bunny head with flowers, and then I cut out of chipboard some pink glasses to make like 3D glasses on it. I think that's my favorite. It was a it was a very quick little easy DIY. Does I love it when Courtney does
Okay,
commentary. Yes.
I do too.
uh, Oh, funny thing is I am working on, trying to hopefully at the end of this month, because this year's year 5 of the mystery box. I started this video in December hoping to get it up then, but it just didn't happen because I took time off. But, it's like a compilation of the first 4 years, and it is like outtake city, kind of a recap if you haven't seen the mystery boxes. So I'm really hoping to get it up by the end of the month, or at least beginning of February before, um the first mystery box launches for this year. But yeah, there's a lot of talking. I also sing a lot, which I didn't realize that till I was watching a lot of stuff that got cut from my videos. I make up nonsense songs, but
You do that
it's,
anyway. It's not just a crafting
I
thing.
know. I bust into song all the time. I was singing
Mm.
a lot at Pinners. I just like to sing. I'm just a singer, sing, sing. Um,
Oh,
well, okay, I got this question, which I thought was funny. What is
oh,
your bigger fail, Grinch elf or the mange tree? Um, I honestly don't know. Like, the mange tree, I actually am very proud of. So it sits on my shelf, and the Grinch elf is sitting right next to it as of now. I haven't gotten rid of the little bitty elf. So I love Courtney's rabbit with the glasses. Yes, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah, I love that. Mr. Cheap commentary. Yes, I have had several requests for him to. He has an Instagram. If you don't, he's on there when he's not super busy at work, but right now he's slammed. They're building all kinds of pools and all the things. So he hasn't been on Instagram much, but um, I'll see what I can do about a Mr. Cheap commentary soon.
okay, I found a couple things in the chat that I wanna throw out. Some are
Okay.
questions, some are okay. Norma,
Okay.
I've seen this a few times and then I forget to say something. She would like another top craft tools video.
Oh, yes, that's coming
So,
next
Norma,
week.
I have your frame in my office. Thank you for sending that.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
hiding, but it's back there.
Is it the yeah, it's
Had
up
to put it
there.
on my
Mine's
new
up there.
shelves.
Yeah,
This
I
is
have it
coming
up
this
there
week.
too.
My new craft room. I reworked the whole thing. You probably noticed the new background. That's coming on Thursday.
Yeah.
What was the other thing I saw? Oh, the, the username is Jess about losing your way as a mom with postpartum depression. And this like that hits me home. I've talked about it before, but I went through that too before my channel like really took off. So thank you for sharing that because that is one of the reasons why I love to do what I do because I hear things like that. So I'm so sorry you went through that, but also thank you for sharing that, you know, watching both Courtney stuff and my stuff helped you through that
Yeah,
dark time because
absolutely.
and I
Absolutely.
know people have shared, they've went through health things and they've went through losing parents and all things we definitely, you know, are so heartbroken that you guys have went through that, but also like thank you for A sharing it with us and also
Mhm.
B, you know, sticking around and I'm so glad we could be just even a little bit of joy in your day.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Um, what do
Uh,
you have you gotten more comfortable giving shots? So, I only gave that one shot. Imagine that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, my husband's Instagram, I had to give him a shot. It was quite a thing. But he's been getting them at his clinic, so I haven't had to do it. But I did get him some really cool bacon Band-Aids in case I do have to give him another shot, hoping that makes it go better, but, um,
Morgan asks about
what
hubby
do we
craft voiceovers, not specifically Mr. Cheap.
Oh.
My husband is on the opposite spectrum of that. I love him dearly, but we are yin to yang. So he is very like not on the internet, which is totally fine. And that's why I definitely respect that of like I don't share him a whole lot. I don't share my son as much as I used to. I share a little bit, but he that's not his vibe. That's just not that's not his vibe. He didn't sign up to do YouTube when I did, so I totally respect that. So I know just keep watching Spencer's because those are very entertaining, but he would not even do it in the business. It would not be entertaining.
That's funny.
Um, I got questions about, is this our full-time job? And then also, like, or do we have a job outside the home? And then also, what do our husbands do?
Okay.
My husband
Uh,
works in sales, so he is outgoing, but not on the internet. And this is my full-time job. I left corporate marketing. I started in TV. I worked my way up, and then hit a point where I had Finn, and they weren't very accommodating, very nice. They took away a week of PTO on my first Christmas with him because we were, short staffed. Long story short, I found out corporate wasn't for me. I decided to jump right in and, try to do this. And, it's been a few years, but I'm thankful to say that this is my full time job.
yes, ditto.
What about
Well,
you?
not the same circumstances, but it is my
Well,
full-time
different.
job. It is my full-time job, and, my husband owns a business. He basically does everything outside in your backyard, pools, sports courts, landscaping, um, yeah, so that's what he
Okay.
does. Um, okay, I
Um,
had I wanna make sure. I had some soup recipes in with my I asked that on Instagram about, and I've gotten some good ones. I wanna share those, but,
Oh, what's
it
your favorite
said
craft brand? Oh, sorry.
craft brand? Wait, craft
Yeah,
brand?
yeah, so, like, your
Like
favorite brand of
supplies?
yeah, it was very broad, so
Oh,
you can take that
oh,
whatever direction you want.
ooh.
That was an
Hmm,
Instagram question.
craft brand. Gosh, well, uh, I like what do I use a lot? Well, I use a lot of Surebonder products, from the trigger fire staple gun to the glue sticks to the glue guns. That's probably the one company I use the most items from other than paint. And I still like Waverly chalk paint. I kind of like Deco Art paint. I've been using a lot of Deco Art paint. So, I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
I
the
have not used
brand.
that.
What about you? Like, what's your brand?
Um, mm,
I'm trying to think what else I have a lot of.
yeah, I'm,
I
like,
have a
looking around.
I have a whole drawer of Surebonder products and glue, like glue pot,
Oh,
glue. Yeah, I would say Surebonder is probably my go-to. Um,
um, I'm, like, looking around. I have a lot of favorites. I mean, I use my Cricut a lot. I don't know
yeah.
necessarily if that's, like, my favorite, but I mean, I really do like that, and using that. I have guys, this is a
Thinking.
hard question.
It is hard. Best cordless glue gun. I'm just gonna answer that real quick. Surebonder. That's my favorite. The detail tip specifically, I use that one all the time. And hot glue sticks, I also get those from Surebonder.
Mm.
Uh,
I, oh, Ryobi, yeah, I do like Ryobi between, tools, and I actually just got some new little like, a cardboard cutter that Shannon has shared at the Daily DIYer I got. They have a Cricut weeding tool too, Ryobi does. I haven't tried it yet, but I do like that. Somebody else there's something else with it. Oh, Surebonder hot glue or Gorilla hot glue. I use both. I know are you more
yeah,
also
I'm
done with
more Surebonder. I pretty exclusively. I do use the Gorilla Glue clear grip glue. I prefer that over E6000. That's like my favorite strong adhesive glue. Um,
if I
I think
wanna
my
do
AirPods might be
fabric
dying. I don't know. They're dinging in my ear.
oh, yeah, is it doing a
I may have to.
doo-doo-doo?
I don't know. It's just bing bonging. I'm hearing sounds. It's not telling me they're dying, but I may have to switch to just audio if I'm straight from my iPad, I guess.
Um So I have
Uh,
that list of these are actually kind of, rapid fire from Alma,
okay,
so I'm gonna give them to you,
go.
and you can answer
Me?
them because this is
Oh,
because this is kinda like the pinners thing. I can answer them
oh,
afterwards,
that's
but
right. I
you don't know
didn't do
what's
the
coming.
pinner. Yeah, people were asking. Some people from me
That
too
was a
were
hard
asking about
question.
why didn't I do the pinners questions that I made everyone else do.
Okay, uh, okay, first one. What is your must-have snack for a road trip?
Oh, uh, uh, pretzels?
Makes sense.
Pretzels?
If you're cooking for just yourself, what's your favorite dish to make?
Quesadillas.
Ooh.
It's fast. I get the good tortillas though, the uncooked ones from Costco, and I make the tortilla on my griddle and then I just do cheese and
Oh.
jalapenos because I put jalapenos on everything.
You know way more how to make, like, better Mexican food than I do. I think just environment than me,
Yeah, yeah, it's so good.
but
Also,
I like
buffalo
eating it.
chicken. Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I
Yeah,
don't like that, it's
quesadilla was my
spicy.
go-to quick meal.
Gotcha. What grade in school did you think was the most difficult?
Uh, ooh, honestly, it was probably 3rd grade because I just moved back from living in Denmark, and I had to,
Mm,
like, go from, like, English mentality, Danish British, Danish mentality to English stuff. So,
3rd grade.
that was kinda hard. I had to have a tutor in 3rd grade for that.
Well, I mean, that's kinda hard for a kid that age. It's kinda hard for
Yeah,
anybody. Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa, 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 iPad, sorry for the jump scare. Oh my gosh. I'm trying. Okay, what you know how on Dancing with the Stars they do most memorable year?
Yeah.
What year is your most memorable year?
Hmm, gosh. Uh, wow. Well, I would say probably 99, I guess, because I got married and graduated from college within a week of each other. I mean, if you don't count, like, my kids, but I had 3 kids, so that would be 3 years. That was pretty and the year that I won 1st place at a drill team competition in New Orleans, that was pretty cool. So, my top 5 years. Can I do 5? What about you? I don't know.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, what a blessing that you have so many years that could be your favorite, right? It's a good
Yeah,
way to look at it.
yeah.
Uh, I would have to say, not necessarily my favorite year, but the most memorable that I changed the most was 2020.
2020.
Yeah, I had Finn. The pandemic rocked my entire life.
Yes, oh, that's
And
right,
at the
yeah,
end of that year is when I made the decision. I didn't leave until February of 2021, but I put in my notice at the end of 2020 that I was gonna leave my
yeah,
promotion that I just got. I was like, "The end of this." So glad I did because I wouldn't be here, wouldn't be friends with you probably, so that's
yep,
great. But
absolutely.
yeah, I don't know. I guess it could be my favorite year too because I had Finn, but yeah. Are you named after anyone? If not, how did your parents think of your name?
I am not named after my top 2 names. I was either gonna be Emily or Courtney, and I was also the only Courtney in my grade from the time I moved back to the States in 3rd grade until I graduated. There were no other Courtneys in my grade. Still
It's
fun
the
fact.
best.
And I had 383 in my graduating class.
Whoa! Really?
Yeah, is that a lot?
Yeah, I had 26.
What? No.
Yeah,
You
I
know
grew
how
up in the
many are in
middle of nowhere.
Sam's class right now? Like 900 and something?
Yeah, my husband
973?
was close to 1,000 because he grew up in a suburb of Chicago, but I'm more,
Yeah.
like, out in the sticks. I live closer now than I did, but
26? That's like
mhm.
small town. I live in like a small town
Yeah,
numbers. Wow.
1,600 people, I wanna say, 1,700 people.
That's insane.
Yep, you know everybody, my parents were high school sweethearts, so were my dad's parents. My mom's parents didn't grow up in the same town,
Wow.
but, um, yeah,
Here we go. Okay, this
very,
question's been
very
asked a couple
small.
times. So I don't. So last year, since Shannon, Whitney, Jennifer, and I got, were able to do penners in the fall.
Mm,
This year, actually, Sarah Jane is getting married, and the group that you're asking about has all been invited to her wedding. So for those that can make it, that's going to probably be the get together for this year, to Sarah, uh, to go to Sarah Jane's wedding. So,
yeah, to get all of
um,
our schedules to align, I mean,
yeah,
even to get, like, the 4 of us to align to go to Pinners was a feat, so getting
yeah,
8 people to get together with Sarah Jane, like, starting a new chapter of her life. Bethany's got 2 kids now, I've got a little
yep,
kid. You've got kids, Shannon's got kids, Jennifer's got kids.
yep,
Jamie's off running his real estate empire. He looks so
yeah,
busy on top of
yeah,
YouTube.
for
That guy,
sure.
I swear he doesn't sleep. He's gotta be doing all that hard work. So, it's so hard to get everything to align.
The metal item.
But I
Oh,
miss
it's
them.
Angela. It's called a turnkey. It's a turnkey. I'm actually gonna be talking that in my video about that in my video next week. The craft tool. I'm gonna add like also in that video just kind of like must have supplies that I'm gonna consistently use throughout the year so that you kind of can know what items you can kind of bulk up on. But it's called a turnkey. You just slide it at the bottom and you just it's like a toothpaste. I mean, you can use it for toothpaste too, and yeah, it makes it go up, and it's so easy to use that kind of glue with it. Yes, Sarah Jane, agree, Rebecca. Sarah Jane is adorable. She's so funny. She's very cute. Um, come back to Boston, working from home. 18 in
Uh,
your graduating class. Holy cow. What?
yeah, you got me
18.
beat. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, literally
Too
the
easy.
same people that for the most part, minus
Too
a
easy.
couple that I went to kindergarten with. Yeah, it's a K-12 building. My
Yeah.
mom was a teacher at the public.
Wow. Do either of you have siblings? Yes, I have a younger brother. He's 7.5 years um younger than me. And he doesn't really talk much about my stuff other than asking opinion because he owns his own business. So he'll ask me like questions about like doing stuff on social media and things like that. But that's my brother, Kevin.
I have a
Whitney.
brother too. We're 2.5 years apart. His name is Reed. You probably, if you watch any of my wood build videos, he made a sizable appearance in my one Christmas wood builds that I built my table in. He's literally one of the biggest supporters of what I do. He's very into tech and he loves to do wood builds and stuff. So usually he'll watch and give me his feedback, not in a bad way, but or he'll be like, "Hey, do you want to use this next time? Like you can borrow this." And so that's been nice. When we lived with my parents, when we were in between our old house and this house, I would go to his house and do my wood build videos because he would let me use all his tools because ours were in storage. So yeah, huge supporter. Sometimes assistant also.
That's nice. That's awesome. Yeah,
Um,
my brother actually lives near Auntie Cuckoo. So
oh,
couple
nice.
hour couple hours away. Yeah, they moved over there. I don't know if I told her that. I probably need to because she needs to use his services for something. Okay, so here's a question about I think we kind of already answered that, did we? What is your biggest challenge with being a full-time YouTuber? Time management.
Turn, Oh, yeah, I do that too.
Just
My,
yeah.
sorry.
Oh no, I'm just thinking out loud because I talk a lot. You know that. I'm like I
I do
voice
too. That's why
everything,
we're
all the
good
thoughts
friends.
in my head. I'm like I have to say it out loud.
I
Um,
saw a meme the other day that was like, somebody sent something and it was like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, what actually happened?" or something, like a question. It's
mhm.
like a 4-minute voice text that got sent back. I forgot to send it to you because I think I was scrolling when I fell asleep, but I was like, "That is us." We'll, like, grab our phones and be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, good morning," blah, 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 blah," and then
yeah,
send it, and then you can get back when you're done.
yeah. We do a lot of voice texting. How did you decide to start your channel? Were you always a crafter?
Not always. Were you always a crafter?
Yeah, I've always been like I was the kid that in school my projects were over the top. Like when it was time to make a project, I was like all the things. Like
Mm.
detailed colors, confetti, construction paper I like to do projects. So I've always been kind of crafty. And I just started my channel just because I like to craft. It was really just a hobby. That's how I started. Um,
I started my
d
channel as like I I had done all these DIYs. I got my Cricut for my wedding in 2016 because I got married in June of 17. And that fall, I started watching YouTube to help decorate our home because we had gotten married, moved into our house. And I actually started watching, people that you guys probably watch, but the person that really actually inspired me, and I don't know if I've ever told her this, is Shannon. Like, I would watch, like,
mm,
Catherine and Bethany and all those people, but,
yeah.
like, I had, like, drop cloth curtains in my dining room because Shannon had drop cloth curtains in her dining room, and she still inspires me. I mean, you guys all do, but, I just needed a creative outlet, and I was like, "You know what? Like, I'm gonna be doing this stuff at my house, like, I might as well share it." And then we started, growing, and then you reached out to me. It was the first collab I ever did,
Yep. Yep.
and I was like, "You want to collab with me?" I was, like,
Yep.
so
We did
excited.
a thrift flip. It was like I think it was like 5 tips for thrifting, but then we also did like DIYs. Um, so yeah,
Mhm.
and then we've been
Was it
friends
like tips in a
since.
flip or something? It was like
Yeah,
a
it was
fun
like tips in a
tagline.
flip or something where we yeah. Oh, this pillow? Are you talking about this one? I just made it.
Ooh.
I sublimated on it. That's all it is. It's sublimation. I just printed it out and then ironed it, pressed it on the pillowcase. So that's where that um how do you make your thumbnails? Canva. I use
Yeah,
Canva.
me
Whitney
too.
uses Canva.
Chances
If you
are,
need
if
Canva
it's like, "How
tutorials,
did
if
you
you
make
missed
this?"
that, yeah, yeah,
Canva.
check Whitney's Canva tutorials. She's the Canva guru in the group. She
Okay, We there's a lot of and I got a lot of questions too in my, like, when I asked for questions about, like, doing this full time, the
Yeah,
questions that we normally get because people hear that
yeah,
we do it full time and they wanna know information about it.
right.
Instead of trying to ask all the questions, can I ask you a couple, like, more specific I guess not specific, but grander questions? So my first one would
Yeah.
be, what, and you can be as broad or specific, but, like, looking back when you were saying that, you just wanted to share your craft, like, what do you wish that you could tell that Courtney knowing what you know now about YouTube and what you do and everything?
Um, oh gosh, I don't know.
Sorry, was that too hard?
I don't know. I did a lot of like I, I did my I didn't research a lot when I started. I kind of did everything by trial and error. So like I think first video I ever did, I used my phone and I made a tripod. I didn't even own a tripod. And I had it was like a paper towel holder thing and I duct taped. I mean, it was like a stick to it. Like it was just I started bare bones and I think maybe if I had just taken the time to do a little more research, it probably would have maybe sped up the process. I don't know if it sped up the process, but I might not have gotten as frustrated. But I also I'm one of those people that I really like to learn from my mistakes and try things on my own. That's why like Whitney said, I don't have time to watch a lot of people's videos, but I just like to be in my own space and have my own ideas and put them out there versus, um, trying to take from other people. So I did a lot of just trial and error to start, but it was like I didn't even get a nice camera until I think I'm going off on a tangent now. Am I even on the right question? Like, am I answering the
Yeah.
right question? Okay.
I
Like
feel
I feel
like the
like I'm
hardest thing that,
it's
like, I wish I could tell people when they ask these questions, and, like, I actually had a couple that I responded to over the weekend of, like, we get a lot of questions of, like, "How'd you do it? Why'd you
yeah.
start? How did you get to the point where it could be your full-time job?" And so much of those questions, I think, come from them looking at us today. And, like, we started like, when we did that collab, it was before I had Finn. I wanna say it was a whole year before. So that would have been
Yeah.
2018, 2019, something like that. And so, that I mean, that is something that a lot of people don't see of, like, grinding in and out.
Mhm.
I did my channel, like, 3 years before like, on top of a full-time job, and our process 5 years ago is not gonna look anything like the process
Mm-mm.
now, because when we
Yeah.
started, there were no other really platforms pushing video as much as they do now. There was no TikTok, there was no Instagram Reel. It was you took a picture of your project and you put it on. It was, like, probably right when they were launching Stories because Instagram wanted to compete with Snapchat, and
Mhm.
so, like, what we did back then to grow is completely
Yeah.
different than what we do now, and the way that we run our businesses now is probably way different than if somebody's just starting. So it makes it so hard, and I think the other thing that, like, I pride myself on is I feel like I grinded for a long time and, like,
Mhm.
figured things out, and I know we're big in the season of, like, people post stuff and be like, "I don't wanna gatekeep this information," and I feel like it's not so much gatekeeping, like, I'll tell you where I make my thumbnails, I'll tell you, all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of, like, just jump, do it, and also the biggest piece of advice I give people is find friends that are around the same point in their journey as you, whether
Mhm.
that's, if you're doing Instagram, if you're doing YouTube, like, I would not be where I am, I can say this wholeheartedly, without you, first and foremost, Shannon, Jennifer, Beth, all the people that come on our YouTube trips, like, I've taken things from every single person, everybody's so helpful, and having somebody that understands what you're doing is so helpful. So I feel like I went on a
Yeah,
tangent, but that is
absolutely.
what I would tell myself
Yeah.
my answer to the question.
Yeah. Norma, we don't take classes YouTube, so our channels have like a in YouTube Studio, it's called YouTube Studio. There's like a dashboard page, and on that page, like YouTube will put, and they also will send emails to us, but they'll put new information like new policies, new guidelines, changes, whatever on that thing. So it's like up to us to make sure that we don't ignore that and read it. But there aren't like classes that we take to keep up with the procedures. We just have to make sure when they put information out, that we read it. Um, I've always heard YouTubers is not
Oh,
a
I'm trying to.
job. What do you guys think? Yeah, I have heard that as well. Um, and I honestly think it's just when people say that, I mean, this is just my take on it. They don't understand that it's not just, hey, I picked up my camera and I filmed something and I put it up. Like there's so much more that goes into it, time wise, and even vloggers, like, they make it look kind of easy, but some of these vloggers like get these shots, and if you look at how, like, some of the perspectives they take, that takes
Mhm.
time. Like, people will put the camera in places, and if they're out somewhere public there and people are walking by, they just have to sit there and wait till they get that shot. So it's even for vloggers, it's not like, hey, they just film and put it straight up. Like, there's editing no matter what type of YouTuber you are. So it's definitely a job for sure. Uh, does um,
Hey, Shannon.
Shannon?
I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, are you feeling better, Shannon?
Yeah, your ears must have been, I
Mhm.
say burning, but somebody said
Yeah, we
ears
were
must
talking
be
about you.
itching. All
How do you
good
do
things.
your I we use Final Cut Pro
Yeah,
to edit. That's what we use.
and then my graphics come from all over the place.
Yeah. And I usually get graphics when I see something cool Whitney has. I'm like, "Hey, what site did you get that on?" And then I go surf
Mhm.
around because she finds all the good stuff. I'm like, "Where'd you get that? Okay, let me go check it out too." Um,
Uh,
yes, yes, you absolutely can. Jonah Lee, am I saying your name right? I hope so. That's how I started, just using my phone. Absolutely. And I started off using iMovie, the free thing that's on your phone. If you have an iPhone, I used iMovie to do my editing. Um, the biggest thing I would say about it is if just make sure that uh, you don't just number one use any music you want to. Either use
yeah, that'll
YouTube's
get you.
music or join a subscription. I use Epidemic. You use Epidemic too, right? What?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, Epidemic, it's like a music service, and basically what it is that you can use their music and you won't get copyright strike. You pay a monthly fee to be able to use the music. Um, watch your music and then just make sure you're not putting anything up there that belongs to someone else as far as like a photo or a copyright. Like, just be careful with that kind of stuff. And as long as you do that, you can start and just go with it.
I know a lot of
Sure.
people in our niche that still shoot on phones that have large
Yeah.
channels.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's not, I mean, it's not something
Absolutely. I use
that
my
you have to
phone
have
most of
or
the time for my beauty shots because I mean, I turn it up to 60, but a lot of times I'll use my phone just to do the beauty shots because it's easier. Emily, the music is from Epidemic Sound. Is that what it's called? Epidemic Sound
yeah. Do you
dot
have the
com.
link in
Yeah.
your video description?
Uh, I don't know if I have the link. I have the credit to it, but I don't know if I have the link in there. It might be in my description. I'll have to check. You'll have to check and see. Okay, good.
Uh,
I have a bad way. I just finally
uh,
learned how to say. No, I can't say it. My little pokey stick thing. All. It's all. It's an all. My favorite tool.
do you remember the day you couldn't figure out how to say it and it
Yes,
was
when I
like
was asking
25 voice
Whitney,
text?
I'm
Is
like,
it like this? Ow. Ah. And I was
I
like, maybe
couldn't.
it's like ow.
I sent her a
If
voice
people
text.
could
I'm like,
see
I don't
the
want to
behind
sound
the
like an
scenes of what we
idiot
do,
in my
oh my
video.
god.
And I still can't remember. I think I say that every video. I can't remember how to pronounce this, but here's my tool. Do we craft and sell? Oh, did you guys craft and sell before YouTube? No. I mean, I crafted, but I didn't sell.
I
Um,
did for like a short time. You know who you need to talk to about that is Shannon, because Shannon
yes,
knows
she had
all of that.
Etsy. Yeah, she did all the things, bows and
I
all
think she
the
has old
things.
videos. Shannon, you can, if you're still
Yeah.
here, you can correct us in the comments, but I think you have old videos that she talked about, like how to do markets and things. Like she's a hustler, still is, but she was.
Android phone editing software, Whitney, do you
Oh,
know?
I can't. I don't. I'm an Apple. I got everything from AirPods
Yeah,
to the
I wanna
iPad
say,
to.
what's the one Shannon is she still here? She may have jumped off because she wasn't feeling well.
Oh,
What
no,
does
she's
Shannon
popped up.
use?
She's here.
Oh,
Filmora?
Filmora? I
Is that
wonder
what
if
it's called?
yeah, I wonder I I mean, Shannon has an Apple phone, but I don't know if that software can be used with an Android. I don't know if they have an app, is what I'm trying to get at, I guess. Um,
Oh, mhm. Uh,
I know Mr. Cheap do another
I don't
voiceover.
know.
I wanna work on it. There's been a lot of requests for that. Old Etsy video. Etsy may be
Ooh,
making a
if you
comeback.
oh, you may have
You
heard it
heard
here
it from
first, friends.
You heard it from
If you
Shannon.
have it if you have it, pop it in there, and then folks will come on over and, check
Yeah.
you out. Cause yeah, you have a lot more. I sold a couple things to make money for my wedding, but that was in 2016, 2017, and I did just local Facebook Marketplace. I saw a couple things about, like, AdSense overall, and
Oh, yeah,
somebody
this
was
one's
like,
asking
"I've"
about ads. Are
yeah,
you
like,
talking
"I've
about that one?
uploaded a video
Okay.
and it doesn't have any ads." So the way that YouTube works is back a while ago, they had, like, different thresholds that you have to hit. So, like, anybody can create a YouTube channel, but not everybody can be monetized. So as Courtney was talking about before, you have to follow the rules, you can't be stealing other people's content, like, you can't just upload, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and make money off that video. I wish I could put clips from the movie in my videos, but I can't do that. But you have to hit a certain threshold to be invited to what's called the YouTube Partner Program. And I don't know what they are now, they're changing, but it's like so many of your videos have to have watch time, you have to have so many views. If you Google YouTube Partnership Program, it'll pop up. But basically, that is how you get an AdSense account. And AdSense is what works with us creators to populate the videos on the channel and populate the ads within those videos. So then that way we make money off of the ads that run on our videos. That's how we're
Yeah.
able to continue to put out free content. Because if YouTube didn't pay me, Whiskey and Wit would probably not be happening because I would not have any money to continue to put into the business. So it's a
Yeah.
cycle.
So think of the
So
ads in the YouTube video just like a commercial on TV. They are paying for ad spots to help
mhm.
support that TV station. So by watching the ads that are put in our videos, you're supporting our channel.
Yep, and the
So,
longer obviously,
yeah,
you don't have
the
to sit
long
and watch, like, a 5-minute
and you
ad, but
don't
the
yeah,
longer you
you
watch
don't
ads,
yeah,
the more you support us. Is
absolutely. Yeah, so
basically
that's kinda
the
how
more you
that
support
works.
yourself, etcetera.
Yeah. So it's better to watch the ads. Yes, it is.
Yes, and a lot of people don't know, and honestly, it's, like, a weird thing, like, I'm in the middle of a DIY and I'm like, "Don't skip the ads," like, no.
Yeah.
But it is helpful if you do
Yeah,
wanna and then
yeah,
that's not
for
just me,
sure.
not just Courtney, anybody, like how we were talking about with Kelly's videos, like, you know, can let them
Yeah,
run. Denise,
absolutely.
Thursday, I will have a full tour of my updated craft room. That's Thursday's new video. You heard it here first.
It's
Big
gonna be a good one.
organization. I flipped the
She
walls,
went
so this is not the wall
yeah.
I'm normally in front of. The background influenced by the Daily DIYer. Hashtag not sponsored, but I feel like that's half my craft room. I'm like influenced by Courtney, influenced by Jennifer, influenced by Shannon.
That's funny.
Oh, no, you don't have to sit and watch a minute long. It's up to your own,
No.
like,
Yeah,
discretion. That's just I just wanna say, like, holistically, that's how we make money. So, like,
the
once the ad
poll
pops up, like,
questions.
that's helpful too, but a lot of people don't understand how it works, so, you know
I don't know. So, you know the poll questions that pop up that ask like, do you, it's at it asks things like, "Did you like this channel?" or what are those the ones you're talking about? Where Rebecca, where it's like, "Did you like this video?" or "Did you like this content?" It asks something like that. Is that what you're asking? Have you ever had those pop up before, Whitney? Like where it pops up
Uh,
and it's like, um, any to answer that question, I've seen it pop up like once or twice, but I don't get any kind of data from that in YouTube Studio. So I don't know if YouTube just holds on to that information and doesn't share it with us. But I think that's what you're talking about.
I think if it's content
Um,
based, YouTube uses that to give them the right content, and if it's the ad based, like, "Did
yeah,
you enjoy this ad?" then that informs what ads you get in the future.
yeah, but we don't ever see that information from those polls. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
And YouTube Premium, part of the breakout, like YouTube gives us a lot of analytics, which is great because that helps us understand what you guys want to watch and we can continue to make stuff you want to see. But YouTube Premium is factored into that situation because I
yeah,
have Premium just as part of work because I like to be
Yeah.
able, if I'm watching the mystery box and stuff. If you watch a lot of YouTube, I do
Yeah.
enjoy it.
These came from the poster store. Who asked that? I've got a mic, a typewriter, and a old-timey camera. You can't see the camera, but the poster store online. It's just an online website. That's where I got those. Um, are you always yes, love all the crafts. Are you always changing them? Are you never satisfied with their rooms? Um, so I am in the process of trying to rework my room. I'm doing some organization things and I've come up with some new systems to try to organize my craft supplies. But yeah, I feel like I think it's just natural to kind of shift your craft room because I don't know, like my Cricut, I used to kind of have it off to the side, but then I started using it more. So now it's like in the center of my room. And the my heat press I didn't used to use, but now I use it a lot. So now I'm wanting to pull it over. So I think it's just kind of you shift it as to the kind of what zone you're in.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I would agree. I think in my house too, like you've been in your current house way longer because we just moved in 20, so not this past fall, but the fall before. And I this time last year did a full like video that's up on my channel of my craft room, but I was crafting from the like kitchen table before, so I had
mhm.
no idea like what I even needed in a craft space. Like I watched a lot of videos and I took some tips from other people, but like until I was able to work in this room, I realized, okay, this system, great, don't touch it. This system, terrible. We need to gut that. And we need
Yeah.
to get rid of this furniture, bring in this furniture. And I mean, I spend, unless I'm in the garage working on wood builds, like everything that you see on my channel is done in this room. So I need it to be both a YouTube studio, filming, filming crafts, filming on camera. I had to move my computer around because I like to watch, like, if I wanna turn on Netflix or whatever while I craft, like, my computer was next to my desk before, so it wasn't functional. So it's just more like, this isn't working for me in my current stage of my creative life, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Kitchen table crafter for years. Yep, I was dining room table crafter for years. And yes, I'm gonna do a video also. So watch Whitney's this week to get tons of ideas. I'm not sure. Mine will probably be 2 weeks out because I'm still working on. So it'll be a while. Um, did you ever consider? Did I answer that one? Yes. Okay. Ever consider a guest mystery box challenge to let a fan predict?
Both
That's a
have
good
our, like,
question.
question reading face on
Yeah,
here.
yeah, sorry. That's a good question. Um, if I could logistically make that work, I definitely would try. Let me bounce that off some of my regulars and I'll see because that is something that someone I might be able to work out something. We'll see. That would be a fun thing to add as a thing. I don't know that I could do it a lot, but because we kind of already have the schedule set just because everybody's so busy. But let me see if I can work on that. I'll bounce them off my trusty regulars and see what we can maybe do a special edition or something. That would be fun for sure.
Ooh.
Um,
Deb asks, "How long do you think you'll be able to keep this up?" Which I'm assuming is our jobs
like
as content
doing
creators.
this. Um,
As long as you'll watch my stuff, as long as I
yeah,
have craft buddies, I'll keep doing it. I mean, the world always changes, but
yeah, for sure.
I
And
like
I
it.
think the
Brings me
hardest
joy.
part about it is just that, in every, I mean, at least I know Whitney, Shannon, Jennifer, and I, because we do talk about this, is I'm sure every crafter, at some point you kind of just hit a wall because you just feel like, what can I craft? I want to try to think of something. And you kind of beat yourself up because you're trying to think of something that original and new and what have you. And so, um, y- you know, I I love to make stuff and I try really hard to kind of put spins on things and come up with original ideas, but sometimes it's like I can't think of anything, for being honest. And those are the videos where I'm like, well, maybe I'll just make a casserole and put that up and see what happens. But I mean, I don't do that, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, but yeah, I mean,
So,
do I um Use a TV tray and guest room. Hey, that works. Use the floor. Kristen
Yeah,
Kay used to craft on the floor for she was a
and I
floor
don't know that I would
crafter.
have this much space or
Yeah,
need this much space if I didn't do what I do.
yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
important to know, like, you don't need to compare what you have to what we have because this is like our home office. So if you have a job where you're working
absolutely.
from home, like, you have that space dedicated to that job. So it's
Yeah,
similar. We share our spaces because I hope that you can find inspiration in, the trials and tribulations that we've had, but not
yeah,
to the point to be like, you need to have all this stuff. If you like it
yeah,
and you want to get some of the systems that we have, great. If not, if you just want to be nosy and check out my craft room, great too. I love
yeah.
it. That's why I'm sharing it on the internet in case you want to check it out.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I've had several different craft rooms in this house, and I just took over our game room because some people are like, "Where is your craft room?" I took over our game room because my kids kind of stopped using it, but then they were like, "Can we use it again?" And I'd already moved in, so
Nope.
it didn't work out. So I was like, "Oops, sorry about that, kids." But yeah, so I'm in the game room. That's where I have all of my stuff. Someone had a question. Where did it go? It was I saw
Yes,
it, but
Leslie,
now
if
I
you do
left.
YouTube Premium, you still support us. Don't worry. If you have YouTube Premium, you're good. You're just supporting us and not having to deal with the ads.
Do an outside your norm style video. Do an are you saying you'd like to see an outside of our normal style video? Like vintage or do we do that? I've made a couple of shabby chic DIYs in my time. They're usually around Easter, springtime is when my shabby chic busts out. Um, I honestly don't my house for Christmas is so decorated that if I'm being completely honest, I really don't decorate for anything else in my house. I have very minimal decorations just because Christmas wears me out. Um, so, but I do like shabby chic at Easter time. I don't know why. That's usually when I make those because I use a lot of fabric in the spring for DIYs.
It's like
That's when
French
I
garden vibes. I
yeah,
feel like that feels
yeah,
very spring, Easter.
yeah, for sure.
Uh, where
Yeah,
did
I
your
wish I
channel
could
name come
sew.
from? Is what Norma
Um,
asked. And then I heard a couple other people that are like, why is whiskey in your name?
why so? Yeah. Where did mine come from? Honestly, I don't remember. I started doing Dollar Tree DIYs and I just yeah, I don't know. I just kind of thought of it one day. And funny enough, I thought of it and then at the time I didn't know Sarah Jane. Our names are very similar. I didn't know Sarah Jane. And then I stumbled across her because the Dollar Tree stuff started like really picking up and then I stumbled across her and I was like, "Oh gosh, we have the same name almost." But, you know, uh I have 3 kids. How old are they? Almost 22, almost 19, and almost 16. I guess I could have said 21 and 18 and 15. But their birthdays, my daughter's birthday's in like 2 weeks, my son's in February, and then my other daughter's in July. So, um, I'm already thinking ahead to their birthdays. Changing your style from farmhouse or to something else? Um,
I feel like my house really isn't farmhouse anymore. I
yeah,
feel
I
like it's
don't know
more
that
like modern transitional, so more woods, less like
yeah,
worded signs.
yeah.
I still have some, but not as many.
Yeah, I for a while there, I was doing a lot of kind of farmhousey things, but I've kind of gone more a little bit minimalistic and just kind of less is more as far as I'm trying to in my decor. Not with my craft supplies everywhere. I have tons of those and tons of projects still, but I I don't have a lot of paintings or things on the walls. I just kind of have basic.
I have a lot of
Um,
pictures. Like, I have, like, a 2, like, 3 like, kinda like what you have above you, but it's more matted 8x10s, and I
yeah,
have, um, like, a in one set is, like, our maternity shot, one is the night Finn was born, and then one is, him like, our family picture now, and then I
yeah.
did, like, black and white of some of our other family pictures, but I feel like I have a lot more of those than, like you said, like, art, anything.
What are your favorite colors? Like to
It
decorate with?
changes.
Or yeah, like I my whole house, I had it painted last year, I think, or the year before, gray, like tones of gray. I went gray. My kitchen's gray. I mean, I do like pops of color, but the house is just gray. Lots of gray. Um, I don't.
Good night,
Oh, feel better,
Shannon. Feel
Shannon. Feel
better.
better. Um, yeah.
Uh,
I
oh, I didn't
sorry.
answer
I'm
the
trying to
question.
catch
Where
up.
whiskey came
Okay.
from in my name.
I,
Um, uh, basically, I used the name for my wood sign business, and I wanted to use my name somehow. I actually had a blog when I worked in TV called Going Off Script, and I wanted to continue to use that, but I didn't feel like it had anything to do with DIY. Not that my name now really does, but I liked that it kept it wide of, you know, it could be whatever I wanted it to be. I liked Wit for my name, and then originally it was going to be Wine and Wit because I like wine better than whiskey. But when I was doing my wedding planning, whiskey barrels were like huge and very popular. And so one day I was working on names and I was like, what about Whiskey and Wit? And I just liked it and it stuck. And it doesn't have really anything to do with DIY. It's just become this brand that I put my arms around and ran with it. And it is what it is now.
well, the alliteration's good. WW. Okay, let me see if I got all these questions here. Oh, here was one. Would you ever consider hosting an event like a crafting weekend somewhere fun? Though I will say the amount of work I think that goes like just watching the pinners behind like seeing them and the amount of work that goes into pulling. And granted that's a huge thing, but it's insane like the amount of work that goes into that. I had talked to Shannon a little bit about possibly, and it would probably be a couple years out, but doing like a crafting themed cruise where, you go on a cruise and then there's a couple of sessions on a cruise. Like they have these other, they have them for vloggers and other stuff. So that may be something because we love cruising. So that may be something. I don't know. I'll have to put Mr. Cheap in charge of it though if we did something because I don't think I could pull that together myself. That's a lot of details. Okay, we answered that. Least favorite craft tool? I already know your least favorite craft supply glitter. True. Yes, you know me well. My least favorite craft tool. Hmm.
I
I
feel like I
don't
just don't
know.
use it if I don't like it.
Yeah. Like the one that gives me the most trouble, maybe. Would probably. I don't know. I I'm not very good at using rotary cutters. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my least favorite. I'm not very good at staying like straight with those. So maybe a rotary cutter. Also, I'm always afraid I'm going to cut my finger off. So there's that. But um, okay, let's see. Oh, here's a non. Let's see. Favorite organization tip? Do you have a good organization tip?
Mm, I don't know if it's necessarily an organization tip, but like you gotta go through your stuff and you gotta purge. Like,
Hmm.
that's something I have to keep telling myself, like, you have to go through your
Yes.
stuff and you have to be ruthless because a good, like, barometer for me is like, "Okay, have I touched this craft supply since we moved in a year
Yep.
ago?" And if not, then it's like, "Okay, are you gonna use it in the next 2 weeks? No, bye." And then that goes
Yeah.
in the donate pile to the local school, or I have a sister-in-law who actually, both my sister-in-laws have crickets of their own, and so if I have extra supplies like that, they get blessed with those for me. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Purging is a good one. I mean, you have to think about it. Every item you own takes energy, it takes time. If you have to clean it, there's room to store it. So yeah, I just got to figure out all the things. I would say mine probably just because I just used it and it's something I use all year is my big Ziploc bag hack for stocking stuffers. Getting the huge bags from Target, and then because I like to buy throughout the year and put them in there by using the big clear ones, you can see what all you got in there, how much stuff you already have. and then like take a picture of it and just have it on your phone. So if you're out shopping, you can't remember what's in there, you can see it. I do it for Valentine's Day, I do it for Easter baskets, and I do it for their birthday. So that's something I do for the whole year. So I have like 4 sets of bags running all at once. So that's probably my most used organization thing that I do. Um, favorite TV show? Ooh, I I am more of a movie watcher. I don't watch like I mean, I have shows that I've watched like I like The Walking Dead. I watched all that. Breaking Bad, those shows, like episode wise, those are probably Succession. I'm trying to think of what things has episodes. I guess that'd be considered a
I don't think
TV
I've seen
show.
any of those.
You haven't?
No.
Oh.
But, like,
Well,
I don't
if you don't like zombies, you're not gonna like Walking Dead. But Succession is good. Breaking Bad is good too. That's
yeah,
my
so Alex has seen all those. Honestly, like, so this time of night is usually, like, I'll put Finn down, and then I'll come in here and work, so then that way, like, I feel better working when he's asleep because he
yeah,
doesn't really nap anymore because he's almost 4.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so I, do a lot of work at night, so lately I've been, watching The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm not a
Oh,
housewife person, but, like,
yeah.
I am a pop culture person, and when something happens and, like, I need to know, like, I need to inform myself. So I don't know why I thought a good use of my time was to go back to season 1 and start watching, but I just finished season 1, and I feel like I have a lot more insights. Now I gotta do 2, 3, and 4 and catch up. I
Yeah.
used to watch Atlanta, like, all the time with my mom when I lived at home, like, when it started, and then I stopped because I'm not a big Housewives person, like, I don't watch like that or Vanderpump Rules, but for some reason, this show has sucked me in.
Yeah. It's a freezing cold 34 here. That is pre Yeah, it's cold. It's not
Really?
as cold where I mean, I know, Whitney, I don't wanna hear it.
I'm looking at
I know
my,
you're freezing. Are you
Amazon
negative?
device,
Are you
-12
negative? Yeah.
without wind chill.
Come on,
I have
but we're
cuddle duds
Texas.
on under this
This is
sweatshirt.
like freezing cold here for us. 34. Yeah, we're supposed to have um I think it's tomorrow and Tuesday or Tuesday and Wednesday. We're already getting like the ERCOT. You might remember like 2 years ago, Texas literally shut down and we were without power for 5 days. It was the worst. It was the worst. Our house was like 40 degrees and we had no fireplace didn't work. We had no gas to cook anything. But, yeah, so we're supposed to be having 2 cold days, but we're supposed to get above freezing during the day, so it's not gonna be as bad as it was 2 years
Good
ago,
for
thank
you.
goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding, but
We're
I'm not trying to come
34
at you.
degrees, and then I think they're like next week we're 70. We got 71 next week, so,
Oh my gosh, yeah, I won't see
yeah.
that for a long time.
What do we
Uh,
do for ourselves when we're not working? Um,
I work so much. I don't know. I'm so bad at throwing it off.
um I like to watch movies. I like to play with my dogs. Um, and then I volunteer for my son's choir. I'm on his choir board, so I do some stuff with the choir. Mm, That's
I
about it.
I
I'm a
spend it
homebody. I feel like
yeah,
I'm just a
especially
homebody.
in the winter we are. But, like, we have
Mm.
friends that have kids around, like Finn's, like, preschool friends and stuff, so we do a lot more with them, like, when the weather's nicer, but, like, especially right now, like, literally, I ran out today, to run through a drive-through really quick for lunch because we were like, "We're so tired, we're not cooking," and literally, like, it hurt to go out to the car. Like, I opened the window to get the food, and I'm
Oh,
like, "Yep, not leaving today." So it's just
oh
like, "Let's not
man.
leave."
I don't think I would survive with that. Oh, look, she's 51 degrees. Amanda, South Alabama.
I feel like too, like, if you're not
Yeah,
used
Monday
to
and
it, it
Monday and
feels different.
Tuesday is Houston, but yeah, we get back up above freezing unless they changed it again. Yeah. So high of 36 tomorrow and high of 38 Tuesday. And then we're 50s and then 71 on Thursday.
I just remember when I came
So,
down for Pinners in Fort Worth, I was just like, "It's so hot down here."
yeah, yes. Yeah. It's very very, very hot. Okay, I wanna make sure I got all these questions. I think I did.
Yeah, and I've been trying to, like, some of the ones where it was just, like, a quick little answer, I would just respond in the chat
Are you doing the
as best
Pinners
as I could.
conference again? We don't have plans to do it this year, but we really did like it and are not opposed to doing it again sometime. So we definitely did have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, it was I think too now, like,
It wa
that we know how it works. It was
Yeah,
just, like, a new, like, situation, like, how especially teaching a class, but
yeah,
it was so fun
for
to
sure.
meet people in person instead of just, like, staring
Yes,
at a
that was
camera.
way cool, actually meeting people. What are your craft goals for the year? Um,
Mm.
I'm gonna start a weekly newsletter. That's one of my goals. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I want to try to come up with some more kind of fun little series to do. Just haven't quite figured them out yet. But
Yeah. I think I wanna try to do more, like, guides of things because like, I do a lot of
yeah,
project-based videos. I mean, obviously, we'll see, like, I mean, you guys vote with your views, so if you see
yeah,
something, that you like, let me know, and then when I see, that's not the only thing I use, but, like, that's kinda how I do a barometer, but, like, a whole, like, here are some projects only using a power drill, and here are some tips for that, or here's, how to properly use a miter saw. It's hard because I don't wanna get too far down that path because it's such a safety thing, like, you obviously wanna do your own research and not just listen to me on the internet. Like, I'll always give you the
yeah,
best information I can, but at the same time, like, being on the other side, wanna make sure people are safe.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, doing that or, like, more in-depth, like, cricket guides. I've been really loving doing the Cricket Craft Fest, that I've been doing, because that's like, sit down and craft. It's a free event. If you're on my email list, keep your eyes open because there might be
Hmm.
an announcement coming for that soon, under my
Yeah.
breath. But yeah, I wanna do more, like, stuff like that, but yeah, we'll see. It's
Yeah.
kinda figuring out what the craft buddies wanna see.
I wouldn't mind doing like try to come up with some type of digital something or other product project, or I don't know. I know, well, you heard it from
Oh,
Shannon.
right.
Shannon sort of spilled the beans a little bit about her stuff. I wish I could
Yeah,
open a shop. I wish I had the time to open a shop, but I don't know that I
yeah.
have time to do that. But if I could make it happen, I have some ideas for that. So we'll see. Maybe I can talk my daughter into running it.
Alright,
Yeah,
maybe do we
Whitney
wanna
is the
do, like,
cricket
a couple
queen.
more?
Yeah,
We kinda wrap up it we
yeah,
stayed on longer than we
absolutely.
thought we would, but the fact that
Yeah,
there's questions and stuff, this is good. I mean, if
yeah.
people enjoy it, then that's great.
Other types of supplies
Uh,
on your cricket? Would you consider a video on other types of supplies on your cricket? Like other,
yes. Have you seen my
yeah,
materials guide, Michelle? It's a little older, but everything is, um, like it's not, like, old information. It's just something I've made a little while ago. It goes through cardstock and vinyl, infusible ink, like, all of that. That's on my Cricut playlist if you head to my channel or search, like, Whiskey and White Cricut materials.
yeah,
Um, I also have underneath my videos now, I have a form, that's just an ongoing form. If you have, like, video requests, you can pop them in there, and then, I'll look at that, like, every month as I'm planning for the next month. So that's another thing too. If there's specific things you wanna see, you can throw them in there. I can't confirm like, promise I'll get to everything, but it definitely helps kinda understand what you guys are looking for.
that's a good idea.
Uh,
Very good idea.
I just get them in comments and they're so hard, like, it's like, "That's a
Yeah,
great
it is
idea,"
hard.
and then I screenshot it or, like, that's not the best place for me to organize them and then refer back later, so I'm like, "Try Google Form. Take a page out of your book. Do such
I
good
have
things with the
used
Google Forms."
Jonally. I have encouraged in several of my videos for people to go out and go take tree limbs and leaves, and if they don't have them, I've encouraged them to go ask the neighbor if they could prune their trees and limbs to get the supplies they need. So I've done a few where I've used like sticks from the yard, and I got to think of what video it is, but I know I've said that a couple of times because people were like, I can't go over to my neighbor's house, they have lawn people. And I'm like, yeah, you can, just go tell them and go borrow some leaves, you can do it. What's your son's favorite game? Oh, he plays, not Fortnite. Um, I don't remember what he plays. Honestly, I am, like, the worst at when it comes to any kind of gaming things. I can't remember what he plays with his friends. I don't know the name of it. Step away. Have any of you thought about stepping away slowly from Dollar Tree supplies or use less and less? Um, so that's a good question. Um,
You want me to take that
I
one?
f- yeah, you take it because I think you're ready to answer it.
So,
Uh,
well, it's actually a really interesting question that we've talked about before,
yeah,
and it's not hard, but it's an interesting juxtaposition about what we do because we obviously want to make content that, and I don't want to speak for you. I obviously want to make content that you guys want to watch, but also what I do is a business, so I also have to make content that a lot of people want to watch. Because as we talked about, the ads are part. It's not all of it, but it is a part of my business.
yeah,
And so I have to, as a business owner, have to figure out, okay, how do I mesh what the marketplace this is very like, I guess, the YouTube, what people want and what
right,
I want to make and what my craft buddies who are super vocal want me to make. There's all these different buckets and we kind of have to balance it. And so I've heard from a lot of folks the same thing of like, do you want to step away from Dollar Tree? And I think it's a mixture. It's trying to find that balance because at the end of the day, there is a huge market out there for people that want Dollar Tree supplies, and those videos perform well. So, like I said, folks vote with their views on the type of content. So, I obviously know what, on my end at least, what my craft buddies want to see, and so I continue to make those videos. Maybe they're not the most viewed videos. That's not the only driver on what I make, but also, you hear from a lot of people, less Dollar Tree, less Dollar Tree, less Dollar Tree, and then sometimes you do that, and then the video doesn't get viewed, which it's the nature of the beast. But again, it
right,
it all goes back to us trying to balance the seesaw.
absolutely. Yeah,
Does that work?
yeah. I will say that for me personally, I kind of started it last year where I had a couple of videos where it was pretty much dedicated Dollar Tree, but then there was a lot of items in my, like, I used a couple Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, like I just mixed it, and I'm probably going to do more of that this year. I mean, I'll still probably have a few designated Dollar Tree because there are people that just prefer that, just like there are people who prefer cricket videos. There's people, so, and I try to make stuff for the masses, like, for everybody. And so, but I am like curious about doing some more like Walmart, wherever. Five Below. People have been asking me about Five Below to check them out. I don't go in there too often. I did go the other day with my daughter, but I haven't really scoped out like crafting supplies at Five Below. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to work some of that in this year too, and continue to do a mix of stuff in my videos. But I don't. When you do the mystery, can you do themed mystery box challenges? Do you mean like? I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Denise. Sorry. Like, do you mean like not like from a store, but like like I don't know, baseball theme? Like, do you mean like that? Like where you pick a topic? Is that what you mean? Sorry, I'm not sure.
Or like when you said,
Um,
around Christmas about it had to be automobile related, and I read that totally
yeah,
wrong.
okay. Yeah.
I'm usually
That's
very
alright.
detail oriented, but
That's
that time of
okay.
year was just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
Um, yeah, I don't know about just let me know if I answered that right or not. If not, then just send me a message if you don't if you have more specifics about it so I can answer that. To do more target dollar spot. Do
My target
Okay, we'll
dollar
do like
spots
maybe
are, like,
5 more
not
minutes.
great.
Do like a 5-minute count. Do 5 more minutes. Wait,
Sure.
is that
Should I
good?
do what I
Okay.
do with Finn? I can set a timer.
Okay. Okay, set a timer. All right, throw your last minute questions in there. Okay, so if you missed it, I am starting a weekly newsletter. Whitney's gonna be so kind to give me a tutorial tomorrow to make sure I know what I'm doing.
Yes, and I
Um,
have
but
one. I can
yeah,
pop my link in
but
there.
there will, yeah, and if you're not subscribed to hers, definitely subscribe. She puts some good stuff. Um, But yeah, I'm excited about that because there's gonna be exclusive freebies in there. I'm planning to do some newsletter exclusive, like, giveaways, just kind of all some fun things in there, so, you'll kinda get the
Yeah.
behind the scenes scoop. It's a good way just to kinda ask opinions and things like that. Um, not always have to go to community tab or whatever, you can kinda get a more focused group of people to help you out, so
I don't know what
and
your
yes,
plan is,
the
but mine is every time I post a video. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off. You're still
oh,
frozen over
no.
here, so I'm just, like,
Oh,
treading
okay.
lightly. I
Yeah,
can see
trying
you in
to
my computer. No, you're
I
fine.
keep
I
reading
just
over here because it's so hard to read it on my iPad. It's easier to read on my computer.
yeah, so I'm
Um,
looking at comments over here. But yeah, I send one out every time I post a new video. Like it goes up like if the jeez Louise, my iPad won't stay up. But if the video goes up at 4 o'clock, then I like push that email at that time so then people know, okay,
yeah,
the video's live. Because a lot of people are like, YouTube doesn't tell me. So
yeah, yeah, I think mine's gonna be on Fridays. I'm thinking it's gonna be the day after my video goes up. Um,
Spence.
Spence. Oh, there's Mr. Cheap. Yeah, all of you asking for Mr. Cheap voiceovers. There he is, right there. He was watching football. Um, what craft item do you order from Amazon? I order a lot. I always link the ones that I get in my description box. Um, uh, so that's I order a very big variety, from Amazon. I have
Yeah,
quite the
we both
craft
have
supply list.
stores in our
Yes,
description
yeah,
boxes, so you can head over
yeah,
there and, that's another way if, don't kinda know how our world works. If you use a link
right.
that we've recommended, it doesn't change the price or anything for you, but Amazon gives us a little kickback to say thank you for recommending or wherever we're recommending the product, so if you shop
Yeah,
through those links, that supports us as well, which we appreciate.
yeah, yep, absolutely. Um,
Uh Oh,
let's
Rachel,
see,
I'm in Illinois too, so I feel you. It says I'm up near Chicago and it's -12 right now, so I feel you.
yes, I will announce the newsletter. I am gonna shoot for maybe next week, but, if not, it'll be the week after. It depends on if I can get it together. Uh,
There's a couple questions about how do you like store vinyl and things. I will have all of that outlined in Thursday's video.
oh, yeah,
That'll go up
watch
at
Whitney's
4
video on
Central, and I
Thursday.
will take you through this whole room, the process of organizing it. It was a massive project, so I've got a lot of inspo, and then I also will take you on a full tour so you can see what the room looks like, where I film, what products I bought, all that stuff. So, that's the best place to send you to learn about that
Oh,
because I
thanks,
will show you how I
Denise.
do my vinyl and everything.
Let's see. My vinyl is stored, which I am working on a craft room thing, but it will be probably, like I said, 2 weeks out. I have a IKEA thing, the Calax, I don't remember say it, and it has it all slotted in there. That's how I store my vinyl. But you'll see it in my craft room tour for this year once I get my life together in my craft room.
It's just a process getting going after the
Yeah,
holidays
it
because it's such
is.
a, like, give it
It
all you
is.
got for us.
How do you store? Okay, so yeah, so the to just be more specific, the Calyx comes with inserts, like the cubby inserts, and the one I have from IKEA, it's like a grid, and you slide it in, so it makes it 9 slots in one cubby holder, and I just shoot all my vinyl in there. But you'll see it in that video probably 2 weeks out. I'll show you. Thank you for warmer weather. The lessons in the dog. Thrift DIYs, yep, those I'm definitely planning on doing some of those. I'm sure Whitney is too.
Mhm. Clear your house out before you go shopping. One
Yes,
of my favorite
absolutely.
tips. Get it
Yeah,
out
for
before you
sure.
bring it in.
Yep.
Oh, you guys are so nice. Thank you for all the
Yeah.
comments in there.
Yeah, they're very sweet.
The
And your
pets.
pets, please just
Sebastian got a full cameo
Sebastian.
in my hacks
Aw.
video, so he gets
Oh,
pulled.
Whitney, there was one, question, I don't think you saw it, someone said a while back. It was, National Lampoon's 35th anniversary this year. Do you have big plans? It was something
Oh, like
it's
this
went up
coming
really
year?
fast. Yeah, I think this
Oh
year
my
is
gosh.
the
So the
what are
level
your
and
plans
amount
for
of
that?
stuff I have is insane. Like if you saw like the overview, so I'm not sure. I just shut the chapter on Christmas, and I need, like, a brain break from that, but I'll probably start planning that, like, September, so we can talk again. But right now, I need to focus on, spring and just general stuff because I'm Christmased out. I just packed everything away, and I'm like, "Get in the basement because I need a break."
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, I just
That's fine.
didn't want the thing to ding while you were talking,
Oh,
but
okay.
my
Is it
timer
ding
did
donging?
a
Okay.
ding.
All right, cool. Okay, guys, thank you so
Well,
much
thanks
for
for
jumping
joining us. There's
on.
still
Yeah,
227 people on. Thank you
yeah,
for
you guys
sticking
are
with us.
awesome.
93 minutes. Whoa, 94 minutes.
Yes. Thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you
Tammy, it
guys.
will
You
be on
guys are
Courtney's
awesome.
channel, so you can rewatch it. If you missed any part of it, it'll maybe. Will you
Yeah.
post it on your
Yeah.
channel?
Yeah, it'll show up on my channel.
Okay, perfect. So you can
Yeah.
rewatch.
If not, I can send you the link and you can just if you want to link it,
Oh,
you
sure.
can
Okay,
like share the link, I mean. That's what I meant.
I can do that.
Thanks
Thanks
guys.
for
Okay, I don't
inviting me.
how do I even turn this thing off? I don't know. I got to go to my iPad, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna
Uh,
try to turn this off, but I can still read in the
okay, I'll
comments.
talk to you tomorrow for your
Okay,
appointment with me.
okay, sounds good. Bye,
Bye.
guys. Thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you. Bye. Have a
Bye.
great week. Stay warm if you're by me.
Yeah, stay warm. Yep.